Hey guys, RyHo here. I did a bad thing. He's cleanly shaved. What the hell's going on? I don't know why I shaved. It happens once in a blue moon, so... Anyway, that's enough about that. Today we are talking about another slasher. I said I went on a little slasher craze. This is another one of the ones that I checked out, and that is The Midnight Meat Train. I had to see this movie because if you guys have seen in past videos, I'm a big fan of Clive Barker. Love his work. What do I have here? I can show you one second. I can't find the book, The Great and Secret Show, but this is Everville. It's like a sequel to The Great and Secret Show, one of the books of the art. Very awesome. I only have a couple right now. I haven't been able to... I have to buy some other ones. I've shown you the Hellbound Heart. And this one was a cool one I picked up in hardcover recently, Wee World. Kind of a crazy sleeve. Anyway, really enjoy his work, writing-wise. Also enjoy Hellraiser and stuff like that, if you've seen the reviews on those. So this is another short story that he wrote, which I actually haven't read, so I can't go back to that source material on it. But I believe he acted as an executive or at least producer on the film. So, but yeah, this is filmed by Ryuhei Kitamura. I don't know if I pronounced that right. He did a bunch of movies like that I really enjoy. If you haven't seen it, Versus or Battlefield Baseball, I think he produced that one. I should actually really do reviews of those. Actually, it's like a bunch of these movies are coming to my mind now that I haven't seen in a really long time. Anyway, I will have to check those out and maybe do reviews on them. But he's a Japanese director, did a bunch of movies that are very, very cool and very interesting. And you should check out some of his stuff. But this film stars a couple of different actually only really two big names, I think, but Bradley Cooper is decently big name, I guess. He plays Leon. Then there's Leslie Bibb as Maya. Brooke Shields is in it as this sort of art director woman, Susan. And then of course you have Vinnie Jones, who plays the main villain in it, Mahogany. And there's also like I noticed like Ted Raimi's in it for like a second for some reason. Quentin Rampage Jackson from the UFC. Don't know what he's in there for exactly, but he's in there. He's like some weird guy on the train. I'm not gonna get into that one, but and yeah, Midnight Meat Train. This is sort of a great example of when special effects go bad. This had a great story, of course, coming from the the Clive Barker short story. It's also really well written. I'm not sure who wrote it here. I'm going to check. Jeff Buhler wrote the screenplay, and I don't know what else he did, but I can find that out really quickly here. Insanitarium. Don't know what that is. Regardless, it's really well put together, really well written, and Ryuhei Kitamura does a really good job of putting together the film. It's almost sometimes a little too glossy, and I shouldn't not look glossy in this. I mean, the movie's really gritty and dark and stuff like that. But when I say glossy, like the whole film just almost looks too polished. But it's aside from that, it's a really well put together piece. Like I really like the character stories. Just in general, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. There's all these little things going on, and it's got this great twist that I didn't see coming. I mean, I had an inkling because of an earlier scene, and I guess I sort of knew what was going to happen in the end, but not quite, right? And it just, it was really well put together storyline wise. But the problem with it was the special effects, because they didn't use any practical effects that I could see. Well, no, rarely they use practical effects. There's a couple spots where they did use practical effects, but they did this brutally horrible chop jobs, like CGI in it that is just awful. Like the blood looks awful. It all looks fake as hell. It just like totally ruined the movie for me. Totally took me out of it. Like every time it happened, I was just like, oh, like it just looks really bad. And I don't know if it's like the director trying to use his like he has a style in this film. Like I said, the film seems really over glossy. That's what it seems like with the special effects too. Like it just seems like they're too polished and shiny and like oh god, the blood looks bad, man. And just I don't know, it totally ruined the movie for me. Like great story, great characters. If this had had practical special makeup effects the whole way through, really good gore effects and stuff like that, it would be an incredible film. I would be sitting here singing praises about it because I really like the story. I always like anything that Barker comes up with, but the special effects totally just took me out of it. They ruined the whole movie for me. I can't get like a lot of people like this movie had a hard time getting a theatrical release, and I think a lot of people might have thought just because it was too gory or something like that. There is gore in it. There's lots of gore in it, but it's all this crappy fucking CGI. I mean, just as you can tell, it totally ruined it for me. So it's sort of the opposite of I did the review for Laid to Rest yesterday. Not yesterday, sorry. I don't know. I'm losing track of days here, but recently, and that film had no story, had like no character development or very little, and the acting was bad. But I still loved it mostly because of the special effects. I thought that really floored it for me, and I thought the killer was cool myself, but that's debatable, I guess. But I really liked the movie because of those special effects. Honest to God, like that did it for me, and that sort of goes back to like the old slashers when I was a kid. Like when you watch them back now, you can tell a lot of them are poorly made and all that stuff, but you still like them because when you saw them, you like the special effects or whatever. There's something about them. I found there was some kind of charm to Laid to Rest. This film is the exact opposite. It has great characters like studies in there. Just a really wonderful story. Cool little twist at the end. Awful CGI special effects. Ruined the movie for me completely, I'm telling you. Again, though, like I said, great story. Derived from a Clive Barker piece. Really great acting in it. Yeah, I thought that it was a really good movie. Except for the special effects, which totally ruined it for me. I mean, I don't know if I can recommend it. Maybe a rental, sort of thing, Yeah, that's all I can really say. I can't say that I would suggest buying it, because right now I think it retails at like $20 or more, and it's just not worth that at all. If I were trying to collect the Clive Barker thing that I wanted to have, I don't even know if I'd absolutely have to have it, but if I did, it would have to be cheap. So that's my impressions of the Midnight Meat Train. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say on it, guys. But you can check it out and make your own decisions on that one. Like I said, it is a great acted, and story-wise, it's really interesting and stuff like that. But the special effects took me right out of it. So anyway, that is that. I'll probably have some more stuff up soon. So yeah. Peace.